Hi there. We are live in the movie library tonight because I wanted to do something different. So, yeah, it's pretty different considering that in the last little while you've seen me in a room with better acoustics for one, and just kind of hanging out. We had the computer behind us. Hey, Javit. So tonight I really don't have a big topic planned. I wanted to do my Saturday night video. I wanted to leave it pretty open and pretty free flow. I might actually kind of go a bit around the room here and do kind of a mini tour. So that way you can see some of the stuff that I got and some of the places that I got to put. And maybe that can kind of inspire future videos. So right now, I'm not going to lie, I'm super exhausted. Uh, Javid, hey Bears. If you, the Vinegar Cinema releases, there were some, you should have watched my video there. But the Vinegar Cinema releases, they were different. They were like some very unique releases that they mentioned. I know there was Putney Swope, which is a movie by Robert Downey Sr., directed by him. There is The Passing, and let's see, there's two others. Let me just see if I can find them for you. So I shall find them here. Just give me a second. So there's Putney Swope, The Passing, Taking Tiger Mountain, which is an early Bill Paxton film. And the fourth one is the most interesting one for me, so it's weird that I forgot this one. It's a kind of a sleazy vampire film called Night Owl, and it is an early one by John Leguizamo. Yep, Tummy Films and Vinny. I'm back in the movie room. So I thought we'd do something like here tonight. I'm actually gonna go. I'm watching a lot of Vinny's videos recently, actually. So if you never checked out his channel, make sure you check it out. Great stuff, by the way. I sorry guys, I'm exhausted. So today I got up. I had kind of like a headache all day, and went, did the grocery shopping, stopped in the Wendy's to get something to eat. Super healthy. Came back here, watched a bit of Supergirl because that's like killing it this season. I kind of fell out of that show, but I came back watching it this season and it's really, really good. So, what we're going to do tonight, by the way, is we're going to do kind of a tour video. And so I'm going to be showing stuff on here. I won't at all times be able to see all the comments because I'm going to be like, not, my face is going to be in front of the camera. So you're going to miss out on all of this. I know, however, will you survive, right? Uh, but I have not seen True Detective season 3 yet. The thing is, Javin, normally what I do, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, is I wait until the season is over, and then I usually watch it all. Then I'll buy it. Uh, so here we go. Even though I put like this on mute, the sound, I got to turn the sound down too. See, I saw season 2, and I'm not going to lie, that's not exactly the hardest thing to do, is to be better than season 2. So I'm going to take a drink of my Pepsi, and then we're going to start over on the Scream Factory wall, and we'll go from there. If you have any questions or anything about any of them, definitely let me know. Or if something here, like, I think Vinny did a tour recently. Not bubbly tonight. No, actually, I got a big thing. I kind of go back and forth between Pepsi and Coke, like when it comes to like normal soda. Like but Pepsi tends to be a bit more less acidic on me than say Coke is. So I just felt I was in a Pepsi mood. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, and this is partially inspired by Vinny actually, is that I'm going to go through here and I'm going to show basically some of my stuff. If that inspires anything or any future videos, which hopefully it will, we'll go from there. And sorry. So let's take it on the run. And yes, that was set on purpose like that. All right, so somebody say something so that I can make sure that I'm seeing your comments come up. So up right here, we have my Indicator box set collection. We've got Sinbad, Ray Harryhausen volumes 1 and 2. Hey, Tommy. It's working. Thanks a lot. We got Hammer volumes 1, 2, and 3. The Tall Tales, Samuel Fuller at Columbia, and William Castle volume 1 and 2. And Night of the Demon. And that is soon going to be, we're soon going to see a Norman J. Warren set up there as well. I have that pre-ordered. Right next to that is the now lying out of print. It's a little bit hard to see. Hey, Trini. That is the box set, the Vincent Price box set that came out from Arrow Video. And you can't see it at all there, but that little thing with the orange, that's the box set that was done with Long Good Friday and Mona Lisa Smile. So I'm just going to try to go through these pretty kind of. These are the early collector's editions from Scream Factory. I started with the original, right? Halloween 2 and 3, so of course I have those. It's hard to say what my favorite is. Like of these here, the early ones, definitely they really kicked it. Started with a bang with Halloween 2 and 3. Little did we know we'd later get that huge Halloween set down the road. Now there's Night of the Comet. The Burning. Oh, I love The Burning. Classic 80s slasher. I recently picked up, what was it, Valley Girls? And I think Valley Girls actually, in a way, it's a really good double feature with Night of the Comet, if you've ever seen that film. So you can see I actually have one of the, don't have a lot of the IFC Midnight movie ones. I basically went for most of the classics. Though I do have Beneath, that is one I do recommend. It's like kind of a really fun Larry Fessenden film. And I have one called Dead Souls, and I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever watched it. Not yet, John. We'll get there. You have not missed the Russ Meyer one. So there's Strangers, Exorcist, the Vincent Price set. I have the first volume. I think that was out of print now, actually. I got the second Paul Naschy, but not the first. Mouth of Madness, which is a fantastic film. Valentine. Silent Night, Deadly Night 1 and 2. Those I recommend. And Urban Legend 1 and 2. I actually got to say, I really did like those. So, we got The Guardian with that warning here. Shelf number 2. You got like Final Tear. I could go one by one, but this would take way too long. Final Tear, The Legend of Hell House, Psycho 4, You'll Like My Mother, which is actually not bad. This is Psycho the remake, which I have kind of perverse like enjoyment of. Hey, 70. Next up is is Tentacles and Reptilicus. I actually recently got asked about that one. To be honest with you, I haven't really sat down to watch much Tentacles and Reptilicus yet, but I actually do like those films. John, definitely get Valentine. They did a really great job with that release. Great features too, like really, really great features. We got Vampire Lovers, Nosferatu. That's the one with. Thanks, Vinny. That's the one with Klaus Kinski. We have Lady in White, which is a really good ghost story. If you've never seen that one, I do strongly recommend it. Swamp Thing. There's a better Swamp Thing out now from 88 Films. It's the uncut version. That's Pumpkinhead 2, which one of my friends is a huge Pumpkinhead fan, so he says Pumpkinhead 2 actually doesn't exist. He doesn't believe it exists. It's not a real film. There's The Town That Dreaded Sundown. Now, if you got that original release, it actually has the movie The Evictors on it. And I actually bought this movie not for The Town That Dreaded Sundown, but for The Evictors, which is a movie that kind of did scare me when I was a kid. There's a house where evil dwells. Actually, it's not bad. Ghost Warrior. We got Terror Vision and Video Dead, hands down, which is their is my favorite like of their double features they put out. The Criterion Channel, I'm loving it, Javid. I am utterly loving it. It's making me want to buy more Criterions on a daily basis. Hey, Stack, we're doing a tour here, and we got Final Exam, New Year's Evil, Stigmata, 90s horror, Ghost House, and Witchery, which is two of the La Casa series of films. Trust me, look up La Casa. It's actually pretty fun to read about that. There's Blackula and Scream, Blackula Scream, Ghoulies, Ghoulies 2, Scanners 2 and 3. Those are produced by Pierre David. He's a Canadian producer. Think of him kind of like the Canadian version of Roger Myers. I don't have a lot of women in prison films. Like I got a few. I got Sweet Sugar. There's a couple you're going to see come along here, by the way. I got Prison, but that's not women in prison. We got like Up from the Depths here. Which one would? That was, I think, only a Scream Factory website release. I sort of have Penitentiary. I'll actually show you that, but not on Blu-ray. There's Nomads, Army of Darkness, Ghost Story, The Horror Show, The Nest, Dark Angel, Deadly Eyes, Disturbing Behavior, which I actually do like that one. The House that Dripped Blood, which is a really fun one. Hellhole, there you go, John. That's one of my favorite little unknown women in prison films for you. Howling 2, Leviathan, Dark Half, From Whisper to a Scream, The Crush. See, people that put their movies in order are going to be like super... thank you. They're going to be super like OCD upset about this because I should have mine in alphabetical order and I don't. Leviathan, Dark Half, From Whisper to a Scream, The Crush. I really like Crush. I'm a big fan of that film. Q the Winged Serpent, great Larry Cohen film. Bad Moon, great film, bad CGI. Crawl Space, I don't know. I got a big thing for that one. Scream for Help, horrible acting. It looks like a TV film, but I love it. Oh, there's a Penitentiary 3, Javid. That one's just not out yet. There's like rights issues with Penitentiary 3. There is Witchboard, Troll 2, Summer Party Massacre 2 and 3, X-Ray with Schizide, which is a really great double feature. Bad Dreams and Visiting Hours. Now here's a few of my shout selects. The other ones are upstairs because I'm watching them now. Is Midnight Run, Nighthawks, Fists of Fury, Return the Dragon. I don't have Prisoner Cell Block H, actually. That's a long series, man. Farewell My Lovely, Death Wish 2. It's an uncut one, so that's Piranha, Death Valley, and Nightmares. Let's get down to the third one here. This is where I kind of started my collection, was with the Roger Corman ones. And of course, you see Piranha on DVD. Star Crash, Now to This Earth, the Summer Party Massacre trilogy. Galaxy of Terror, Humanized from the Deep. I really like that film. Georgia Peaches, A Great Texas Dynamite Chase, and Smokey Bites the Dust. Actually, is really fun. Attack the Crab Monsters, War of the Satellites, and Not of This Earth. That's also a really cool one. Crazy Mama and The Lady in Red. I got that, honestly, because I had a really big crush on the girl that played Fallon in the original Dynasty series, and she's in that. So Big Bad Mama and Big Bad Mama 2. There's the 4 film crews that came out. Hollywood After Dark, The Giant of Marathon. You totally do, man. I want to see it. I want to see that many. Killers from Space, Wild Women of Wango. The film crew releases were so good. I wish you would have done more. They started them with Rhino, of course, and it kind of went over like the Rhino stuff got bought by Shout Factory, and that's why they had to change some of the wording in the releases. Because originally it was a Mr. Rhino, but they changed the character. So there's some of the Avara's movie Macabras. I like those a lot. And of course, I had to get some of these here 4 film favorites. I got the Cyclone, Alienator, Eye of the Tiger, Exterminator 2. Exterminator 2 has actually got a commentary on it. And then we get into stuff like Eliminators, America 3000, The Time Guardian, and Arena. Mandy. Oh, yes, me too. That's Deborah Shelton, man. She's from like Body Double. The Haunting Owl. Deborah Shelton has probably the most gorgeous eyes you are ever going to see out of any movie star. The Haunting Hour, The Haunting Hour 2. Oh, I want to see that. Captain America, the cheesy 1990s one. Bad Dreams and Visiting Hours. That's the original like DVD release before it was put up by Scream Factory. The next one right next to it is The Monkey's Paw, which I still haven't watched. The Howling, Deadly Blessing, Dead Shadows. I haven't watched it, to be honest with you. Psycho 2 and 3, The Funhouse, Invasion USA. I actually really like that film. Braddock, Mission Impossible 3. Kentucky Fried Movie is one of my favorites, guys. I watched that silly ass movie so many times. Knight Riders, Captain America, Collector's Edition. I got a couple of the Jackie Chans that were put up by Shout Factory before, like the remastered them. There's Dracula. That's a Millennium release now. That one may be a harder find down the road, that Dracula and that Frankenstein created woman one. And I'll be honest with you, because Millennium just doesn't do those anymore. I Am Bruce Lee is actually a pretty good documentary, though it does lean into the UFC thing a little bit much. And here we got a couple more of the Bruce Lee releases. And here's my steelbooks from my UK steelbooks. It's like Shivers, Rabid, Reanimator, Theater of Blood, The Beyond, Life Force, Time Bandits, Demons 1 and 2, Audition, Return of the Living Dead, Basket Case Trilogy, and Tenebrae. Now let's go down farther. See if I can do this. See if I can limbo. That is the Stendhal Syndrome. I love that film, actually. New York Ripper, one of my many versions of that film. Torso, one of my many versions of that film. Toolbox Murders, highly underrated, actually. That's Maniac Cop 2 and 3. I do have the first one, but that's in my Snaps collection. God Told Me To, highly underrated Larry Cohen film. Raw Meat is actually really fun. Venom is actually a very cool movie. Maniac and Zombie, every collection needs to have those releases, by the way. If you're a horror fan, you got to get those 4K releases of Maniac and Zombie. As you can see, I don't just like horror, so we got like Double Indemnity here. And we got like the Leprechaun series. Birth of the Living Dead, by the way. It's a really good documentary, so if you haven't checked it out, I do recommend it. Here's some of my Vestrons. We got like Chopping Mall, Blood Diner, Waxworks 1 and 2. Huge fan of Waxworks. Lair the White Worm, The Gate. Oh yeah, Steph, I gotta grab that New York River Limited Edition. So, see, when you start and you get like the first two, you know you gotta have the other one. I'm just a huge fan of New York Ripper. I make no bones about that. That's one of my favorites. The Gate is actually a favorite of mine. Recently, I was asked, well, the question was put out on like on Twitter, like what's a great start for we are for like for kids with horror. The Gate, Monster Squad is fantastic, but The Gate just has something special. The Wishmaster collection, the Warlock collection, Maximum Overdrive. I love the AC/DC soundtrack. I am an AC/DC fan. Revenge by Network there. That's the Exorcist collection. There's the Hammer Horror collection. That was the 8-movie set that came out. Magnificent Seven, because yes, I do like Westerns. I am still going to get around to that video with Jace. It's just taking me a while. The RoboCop trilogy. That's the Terminator set. That's the early Ray Harryhausen set that I got before the Indicator ones. That's the Alfred Hitchcock set that for some odd reason has gone up insanely in price, and I can't figure out why. But it has like Notorious, Spellbound, and Rebecca on it. That's the the slimline, like Planet of the Apes one. I want to get the 4K when it comes out. I really love this Back to the Future set. That's the complete adventure, so it does have the cartoon as well, which I really do dig, and the features are pretty awesome. I got 3 slasher videos here: Satan's Blade, Deadly Prey, and Shock 'em Dead. I do need to get what's it called, a Robicide, Deadly Workout, I think. Ninth Configuration, the Sect. There's that Tyndall Brass set. I'm actually a fan of Tyndall Brass. That's got Cheeky, Black Angel. God, what's the other two? Let me see. Private and Monamore. Next to that is my only Massacre video, and that has The Fiend. We got Lady Street Fighter, The Violent Years, and Take It Out and Trade, and each one of those got like extra films on them as well. Torture Garden and Happy Birthday to Me. All right. Here we got The Professionals. These are some about more recently, and some like I just put in between. The Editor, Dr. Terror's House of Horrors, Bloodstone, Halloween 2. That's the one that has the documentary Terror in the Isles on it. Crystal Lake Memories, 976 Evil, Shoot First, Die Later, Black Christmas, the Canadian edition of it. There's Bloodlust. I got to put those together. Friday the 13th on Blu-ray. That's the 8-movie collection. That's the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. Right next to it, Scream. And right next to that, of course, is Ultimate Gangsters, which is actually not bad. And the Alien set. And, of course, Indiana Jones. And now we get into some of my some British horror here. We got Dead of Night, Dracula, The Mummy, Curse of Frankenstein, Captain Clegg, Kiss the Vampire. Hey, Mark. The Phantom of the Opera, Christine, Body Double. That's the one that has Mandy in it, Deborah Shelton. So you got to get that one, man. Fair Game, Queen of Blood, which is actually filmed, I think, on an iPhone. Next up is Silent Scream, which actually is really good. The Unseen, Silent Scream and The Unseen are actually, they're a really good double feature because they have a lot in common. Orphan Killers next, that's a slasher film, a low-budget independent slasher film. And next up is Father's Day by the Astron 6 guys. Next up are some of my my MVDs. Some of them are upstairs, but here's the ones that are down here. That's DOA, which is a really good punk documentary because I guess, like little known, is I'm actually a huge punk fan. I love punk music. Attack Killer Tomatoes, Black Eagle, went to Coney Island went on a mission from God, be back at 5. Get that movie, guys. It's really good. Abominable, again, I really like that one. Shadow Builder, Angel Town, Bright Lights, Big City, Nemesis, Double Dragon, Showdown, and Nemesis 2, 3, and 4. Just down below here is just like some Kino, like silent horror films, like Kingdom of Shadows, which is a documentary, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and a couple there. So let's, go up here and look into the Arrow one. So we got the Arrow, that's the Herschel Gordon Lewis Feast, With No Eye, Battle Without Honor and Humanity, The Complete Sartana, The Thing, Last House on the Left, Hills Have Eyes, Society, Cat of Nine Tails, The Black Cat, that's a box set, which has Your Voice, Is a Locked Room, and Only I Have the Key, and Black Cat, which is by Lucio Fulci. The Voice one is by Sergio Martino. Next up is the Acoli box set, that's Death Walks Twice, followed by the Margali box set, which is Killer Dames, the Decalogue. 2 of your favorites, right on. 2 of my favorites too, so we, Indie Fandom, we think alike. The American Horror Project Volume 1, I gotta get Volume 2, and that's a Videodrome. So down here, John Steele, you're gonna be glad, is the Russ Meyer collection. One of the crowning jewels that I got. It is 18 Russ Meyer films. Right next to that is the now out of print Battle Royale limited edition. Then it is Bloodbath, right? Yeah, a really great documentary, Bloodbath. It is because of Stray Cat Rock, Bride of Reanimator, Outlaw Gangster VIP, the Dr. Five set, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, the Arrow edition, Shock Treatment, and that is the Cosmo edition. There's Necronomicon 2. Contamination is really, really good, if only for Lucio Cozzi's interview on it. It's really, really a great interview. It goes on for about an hour, talks about his entire career, even before stuff that he did. I strongly recommend it. Thief is there, and that is the limited edition with the extra disc. The Mutilator, Blood Rage, Brain Damage, My Darling Clementine, the Bloodthirster trilogy, the Deep Red, Bring the Head of Frederick Garcia, Nikatsu, Diamond Guys, that's Volume 1, I think. I got Volume 2 here somewhere as well. JD's Revenge, Stormy Monday, Chud, Hard to Kill, Death Smiles on a Murder, Scalpel, The Blood-Stained Butterfly, and White of the Eye, which is another one I strongly recommend. It's got a great documentary on there. One more look at the Russ Meyer collection before I get out. Right here we got Retaliation, Happiness to Katakaras, Cemetery Without Crosses, King of New York, which is actually underrated, City of the Living Dead, Phantom of the Paradise, Return the Killer Tomatoes, Zombie Flesh Eaters, Mask of the Devil. It is, and it's got a great documentary in it. If you got that one there, there's a fantastic Peckinpah documentary that you just got to have. It's got to be owned by everybody. If you're a fan of him at all, or a fan of filmmaking, it's a really good documentary. We got like Zombie Flesh Eaters, Mark the Devil, Pistol for Ringo, The Return of Ringo, the double feature. Evil Ed, To Live and Die in LA is a favorite of mine. I actually really love that song as well. Oh, dude, it is really worth it. There's like hours, like there's a 2 hour long documentary, and there's hours of like just like excised interviews that were done for the documentary as well. It is an amazing set. We got Nightmare City, Adventures of Remo Williams, Day of Anger is there. That's Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's also a really good addition. Porky's, there's Nikatsu Diamond Guys Volume 2 or Volume 1, I think. I got them put in the wrong order. The Zero Buys, Coffee, Foxy Brown, Black Mama, White Mama, because I'm a huge Pam Grier fan. Don't Torture a Duckling, excellent Giallo. Caligula, The Hound, The Baskervilles, Exterminator, The Comedy of Terrors, Hell Comes to Frogtown, Big Trouble in Little China, Last American Virgin, I think. Yep. Bay of Blood, Bloodstained Shadow, Black Sabbath, Black Sunday, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Branded to Kill. I agree. Obsession. I'm a big fan of Obsession. I'll explain that in a little bit, actually. Aside from the fact that I like Brian De Palma, I just really like that film. Cat o' Nine Tails, Tenebrae, Bound, Django. What's that one again? Django, Prepare a Coffin, What Have You Done, Solange, and Hellgate. Whoa. More Arrow Video. I'm a huge Arrow Video fan. I would pay good money for the original cuts of Star Wars, the way that I saw them in the theater. The Car, The Stuff, Fury, Sisters, Deranged, Incredible Melting Man, Wild Geese, Runaway Train, really good film actually. Dress to Kill, The Visitor, The Addiction. I really like The Addiction. It's a really different vampire film. It stars Lily Tyler. If you haven't seen it, I strongly recommend it. Great performance of Christopher Walken, by the way. Obsession is good though. Like, I think my big thing with Obsession is that I'm a huge Hitchcock fan, much like De Palma. And one of my biggest qualms, because I hate the ending to Vertigo. I really do. And The Obsession fixes that for me. So The Funhouse, Eaten Alive, Madman, The Big Knife, Big Combo, Force of Evil, Network is a movie I've watched I don't know how many times. When I was acting, actually, there was some sequences, some monologues from Network that I used to use in some of my acting tapes. Immoral Tales, it is really cool actually, yeah. The Beast, of course, and on the Immoral Tales one, they have the short version of the Beast on there. There is The Naked City, The Train, Thieves Highway, a really good one. Brute Force, Sullivan's Travels, The Manchurian Candidate, both versions of The Killers, the original and the remake Ernest Hemingway film, book. Cinema Paradiso, I think, is a movie that all cinema lovers can, kind of fall in love with. Rafifi is a great little film. Spirits of the Dead, House by the Cemetery. These are my original, kind of those window box cases that you have for Arrow now. Just kind of take one out there to kind of show you, like those things. There's nothing crazy about liking Grace Jones, man. So there's The Birth of Crystal Plumage, Phenomenon, Inferno, Red Scorpion, Vamp. Actually, Vamp's a really good Arrow release. It's got like a short film by the director on there. It's actually really fun. That's the Ray Harryhausen documentary. Here's some like Arrow original DVDs. Slaughter High, Super Bitch, The Night Child, Savage Streets, Christmas Evil, Tenebrae, which I have many versions of. The Steinel Syndrome, The Card Player, Terror at the Opera. There's some more here. There is Sleepless, Two Evil Eyes, All Into Death by Nico Mastorakis. Beyond Reanimator, Pieces. The next one is a French film, and just in case there's kids, I'm not going to say the word because it means something. There's Jaguar Lives, All Ladies Do It, Frivolous Lola, The Key, The 7 Minutes, which is a Russ Meyer film. Next up is, what's that one called again? Form School Girls. Now, you asked me about Penitentiary. So see this set here. This is the X-Rental set. It was a really cool DVD set they put out. It was and their Aerodrome releases. It's got Maniac Cop on it. It's got the Cheerleaders and also Return of the Cheerleaders. It's got Penitentiary and Penitentiary 2. And it has McBain as well. Actually, yeah, surprisingly, Jaguar Lives is one that my better half has wanted for like a long time. There is the Claude Chabrol collection, the Gates of Hell trilogy, which was one of the first release. So this is like here we go. This here is the Aerodrome edition of the Gates of Hell trilogy that I got, the first edition I had before the Blu-rays came out. I'm actually still really proud to have this one. It's a hard find now. And as you can see, I have a second unopened Battle Royale because I'm a big fan of the film. So I hadn't planned to do any more shelving, but we'll do the Kinos over here right now. So we got Trilogy of Terror, The Night Stalker, The Night Strangler, Rawhead Rex OSS 117 set that's got 5 films on it, the Master TV series, FX, Highway to Hell, Ambush Bay, Cross 110th Street, Sam Whiskey, The Laughing Policeman, Sicilian Clan, At the Earth's Core, War Gods of the Deep, River of Death, 8 Million Ways to Die, White Zombie, Avenging Force, No Retreat, No Surrender, Eye of the Jury. I love that film. I want the Kino, recently came out with the original 3 Emmanuel films, Emmanuel, Emmanuel 2, and Goodbye, Emmanuel. I really want those. Star Slammer, Code of Silence, Gator, Adventures of Captain Marvel, Assassination. It is seriously overlooked. I totally agree in the fandom. Yingari Monster from the Deep. You want to see like a kid dancing with a monster. It's a very different kaiju film. Malone, The Last Embrace, Harry in Your Pocket, Pauline on the Beach, Fuzz, The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, Sugar Hill. Everybody should have Sugar Hill. That is a really good kind of like blaxploitation horror film. Queen of Blood, Planet of the Vampires, To All a Good Night, Breakheart Pass, Certain Fury. Oh yeah, Code of Silence. I have this one here too, actually. Did I say Code of Silence yet? I probably did. Ape, Truck Turner, The Party, White Lightning, Cotton Comes to Harlem, Beware the Blob, Astro Zombies, Yuli's Gold, The Secret Invasion, Seven, Sinbad of the Seven Seas. That's hilarious, guys. Trouble Man. Yeah, I'm not doing the whole thing, dude. Think of this, Tommy, as part 1. Hell's House of Human Bondage, Marguerite, Sets a Trap, and Marguerite, what's the other one called? And the Saint Something Case. Hey, Tom. We got like the Dogfather, Hoot Kloot, Sheriff Hoot Kloot, the Blue Racer, Pink Panther. Only first 2 volumes, got to get the rest. Crazy Crane, Mr. Jaw, the DePauta Freeling set that came out. Here we got 52 Pickup, Steel Justice. I love Steel Justice. Everybody needs to own Steel Justice. The next Kino sale, if you don't have Steel Justice in your collection, I'm saying it right now, get yourself some Steel Justice. Witness for the Prosecution, What's New Pussycat, Who. That's a really weird film, but I definitely like it. Private Life of Sherlock Holmes, David Lynch's Wild at Heart. I got to get the Shout Select edition of that down the road. Candy and the Hallcroft Covenant. And of course there's the Pete Walker collection. That is volume 2. And the reason that is because I got the other ones as singular releases, you can tell. I got Scrooge Hitchhiker, Oasis of Zombie, House of Whipcord, Skitside, Die Screaming Marianne, The Comeback, Sinful Nuns of St. Valentine. I really love that film. The Devil's Needle, which is a kind of a cool exploitation one. The Shiver of the Vampires, and The Awful Dr. Orloff. And with that, I'm going to take a break and sit down and talk to you guys for a minute. Okay, so just watch people just like dive off here right now. So that, at this point, is we've gone through Scream Factory, Shout Factory, not all of them because some are upstairs, my Indicator box sets, and Arrow, which pretty extensive, and my Kino. What? And I'll be honest, guys, I'm literally just getting started. So think of this as the beginning part of it. Stuff that I haven't done yet that I still have to do is my 88 Films releases, my Slasher Classics, Shameless releases. I've got MGM and Midnight Movies, Anchor Bay, Blue Underground, Vincent, Criterion, Synapse, Code Red. There's a lot. The Bergen said, yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and it's pretty exhausting. Actually, Tom, I'll tell you something right now. This this took me like around 9 years to get this collection the way that I got it right now, and just like you, I moved a lot, and when I moved, I lost large portions, and sometimes I lost or had to sell things because I was moving. I just couldn't take it with me. So finally, about 9 years ago, I made the commitment. At the time, I was collecting like movies, like here or there. I was collecting like comics. I was collecting a few different things, and I said, okay, I want the movie collection that I had, and I kind of want the movie collection, right, of my dreams. And I think I'm getting there. I'm feeling really good. I'm not seeing, as a collector, you know that you look at your collection, no matter how big or how small it is, and you often see what's not there. You see the holes in your collection. It's just something that you can't not do. But lately, I'm feeling pretty good, feeling pretty chill about it. Like I don't mind. I like as how many discs I do not know. I really would have to. I don't have everything scanned into my movie database. I'm way behind on that. Uh, uh, you'll get there, man. Like Tom. I mean, like this is the thing. Like it takes time, and I have been there. I had like a fairly extensive collection, and I was super proud of it. Super super. It was like not like this, but I had, okay, we'll put you this way. Before, I had like a comic book collection, a huge, like long boxes upon long boxes of comics. I had like original, like the run of Spawn, like early, like Fantastic Four, stuff like that. I got most things displayed now, Murdersville. Like there's certain things that are like I've got another room. You guys have seen it now. Showed in and the secret room, basically my TV room, and it's like other media like that. There's a few like in kind of the VHS that are kind of like packed away, and there's like some laser discs that I have to get out. But right now, I find that I'm kind of like packing more kind of aside because in the next couple years, in the next 2 years, I'm probably going to be moving. I just had to just today I had to go like buy a computer for school. That that takes money. Takes a bit of money out of your pocket. Unfortunately, I don't have many comics left now. I mean, like you saw Javid, you saw the video I did. The comic videos, right? I got a lot of graphic novels now. I don't have a lot of comics in my collection anymore. Any like standard comics. I got a few, nothing significant. My better half has like an X-Men comic though that was autographed by Stan Lee. So I guess that's something. But I don't have a lot of like in the comic way. Tanya Com, you should send them my way, John. That's what. Okay. Probably would, because then I would have had to move all those in Morocco as well. We got to meet Stan Lee at a convention in Montreal. Actually, at our first convention. And I've told the story many times, but we were awestruck, and all we said was thank you, because that's all we could get out. But she actually got the See, omnibuses are great. They're fantastic. Well, they're heavy as hell, but they're great because you get like all these storylines. Uh, like I was at a not a yard sale, but there's a record store, and what they do is they have this like every once in a while they'll have what they call like dollar days, and they'll have like a bunch of things, like they'll have movies and there's certain games and figurines and all that stuff, right? And they'll have everything, and they'll put out on these two or three tables, and everything there's a buck. And oh, that's nice. And I got Nightfall, I think numbers 2 and 3, and they're like in color and they're like really nice for like a buck each. I just got to get volume one. I think it's volume one I need. I got to check actually, but I'm pretty sure it's volume one because I don't think I got the one where like Bruce Wayne gets his back broken. I think mine starts with the John Paul Valley era of Batman. So it goes from Nightfall kind of into Night's End, if you're remember that stuff. But yeah, it's certain things like you find along the way, kind of at whether at like yard sales or like flea markets. I went to a flea market in St. John's, and I went there right at the end. Sometimes it helps to go right. Sometimes I want to be there at the beginning because you want to be there right away when everything gets in there. But sometimes fortuitously going right at the end can be good. So there wasn't a lot of tables there, and I got to this one table, and it had like I wasn't big into The Walking Dead at the time, but it had season one of The Walking Dead, and it had like season two, The Head, with the knife in it, the zombie with the knife in it, and season three, which was the floating kind of heads ones. And I said, are you gonna, you know, I went up. I thought, okay, this is gonna be expensive. I said, well, what do you think for these? And she said, well, you know what? If you give me like $40, you can take them all. And I'm like, yes, yes, I think I should do that. So sometimes just like luck into it, something like that. I do have some VHS. I just don't have them on a shelf right now, unfortunately. The third tier characters, they're kind of my favorites. Moon Knight, Shang-Chi. Uh, there was a lot of those. I mean, like, I don't know how they're going to do the Shang-Chi movie. I don't know. I mean, I think Warner, will license, they're going to license some of their stuff out. But as long as they're making money off the Warner Archives releases, and I think they are, then I think we're going to see them like continue to do like Warner Archives releases and occasionally make deals with kind of boutique labels on certain ones. Because as you saw with Sony, right? Sony had like a big deal with Twilight Time, and they kind of pulled back on that. They started to realize, hey, we can make some money here. So like Fright Night and Christine and all those that were like Twilight Time exclusives. People that really had to fight tooth and nail to get that. They those are now $20. You can go pick them up at any store. Less than that normally. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm getting the Batman 4Ks. Those are the Batmans I grew up with. Grew up without. I graduated from school in 1989. That'll show you how old and ancient I am. And that's when the first Batman film came out. I was actually working on a school project, like a student project. You know the type of job you do right after school when you get like work with the town type of thing. And I busted up my leg. I was there's a story, and there's as always when I do something stupid, there's usually a girl behind that story, and there is in that case too. I'm not gonna get into that, but yeah. So I went to see Batman 1989 on a busted up leg. I love Pepsi. Yes, I do think that the best way to watch the Bergman set, like you can watch it any way you want to. That's the beauty of the set. You can watch it chronologically. You can watch it curated. Uh, you can watch it like depending on like, oh, I would just want to feel in the mood for this film. I personally think that the curation method of watching the Bergman set is the best method. That's me. Some people go by chronological. I think that it's curated in a really nice way. We have people that know film and that know Bergman, that have spent a lot of time putting these curations together to kind of make it almost like thematically and growth wise, and so that you can see different things in the films that you may not see if you're just watching them normally chronologically. They're almost like thematically putting them together in a certain way. But yeah, for that I would definitely go curated. And if you find it's not working for you, you can always go back and start chronologically. But for me, curated, and I really appreciate curation. Because think of it this way. Hey Sasha, now that we don't have very many video stores around anymore, we no longer can go to like that shelf and say, oh look, these are the picks by such and such a person, or oh like the manager or like system manager or whatever like curated like kind of movies for kind of favorite picks and that type of thing. You don't get that, and you can't talk to other people normally when just random people who may be a fan of something like Bergman or Fellini or something. When you go and walk to a store and say, I don't really not sure. There's a couple here. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to watch it. So when you get something that's curated, especially in this time, you get that because let's face it, with most streaming services like Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that, what it basically is hey, here's a random blanket umbrella thing, here, watch some of this or just pick at random. That can be fun, but you don't really get, you miss out on a lot that you would see and you would experience or give a shot to that like you would back in the day when it came to going to a video store. I have kind of tried to make this kind of like a video store. The Criterion channel does have curation, Javed. They have it done. They have curated it actually extremely well, and that's one of the things that I really like about the channel. Now, another thing that they will do is they won't just show you a movie. You don't just go on and watch Night of the Hunter. You can see Night of the Hunter on there. You can also see the documentary that goes with that Night of the Hunter set. You will see the introduction to the film. You can go on it and watch it with the commentary. All the features that are on the Criterion release of movies like Night of the Hunter are there. Quality is fantastic. It is Criterion. It is great, and it's a great way to just say to get out there and pretty much just say, okay, I want to like really dive into Criterion. I'm not quite sure where I want to go, and if you're kind of like not sure on certain genres and stuff, it's a great way to do it. I love movie rental places. I miss them so much. I would have loved to have seen how Burton would have done the third Batman film. Yeah, I know. Hopefully, Javed, it'll soon come to the UK. Criterion usually tries to go to the UK pretty quickly, and I think that's where they're going to go next. It may be like slowly reaching other areas, but they went to like the North American market, which I think is a big market for Criterion. But I think the UK would be an amazing market for Criterion, actually. Actually, we had the life-size Spider-Man cutout, like the one that you put up in the store, in our house, because there was this channel that used to come on called Talk. It was Talk TV. It was a Talk channel, and basically they have people on there and like guest stars and stuff. It wasn't like Talk channel like you see now, but it was like actual like interviewing real people and like as in like movie stars and stuff like that and like politicians and that. So they had a contest on there where you could win this gigantic Spider-Man cutout, and my oldest was young at the time, and I wanted to get that for her. So what I had to do, thank God this is no longer around or available, is I had to sing the theme song to the 1966 Spider-Man TV series. I'm not joking. I had to sing that on TV. And I did that so that I got the cutout. So because of that, actually, and I got to speak to them a couple other times. I spoke to them once when Gordon Pinson was on there, because he used to spend a lot of time with my grandmother when he was younger, when he was starting out in acting, and so I wanted to kind of say hi. So they remembered me. So when Talk Channel closed down, it kind of consolidated and became another channel, and everybody went out of it. I had like a young child at the time, so they sent me well, for my kid. They sent me like a bunch of like Star Wars figures and Spider-Man figures that they had left over from different contests and that just hadn't that they hadn't gotten around to. My youngest, she had like all these like Star Wars figures and Spider-Man figures and stuff. So that was kind of cool. So it's a shame they're no longer around. But little story from from my past. And I'm a horrible singer, so I pity the people that had to listen to that. Uh, that's not like false modesty. I'm a horrible singer. Uh, my dad and mom can sing fantastic. My grandfather was a good singer, and my dad's a musician who plays many different instruments. He can pretty much play anything. Um, I can't. I just don't have musical talent. I was in drama. I was an actor. That was that's about as far as it went. Cassettes. I miss cassettes, man. I'll be honest, it really depends what I'm in the mood for. Because I could come down here, Murdersville, and I could say, I'm going to watch a film noir. I really want to watch a film noir. And by the time I get down here and I look around and I'm looking around at something, something else might catch my eye. It's like, wait, I haven't seen this movie in a long time. The other night I was going to watch The Jerk. I was dead set. I got home. I really wanted to watch The Jerk. It had been a long time since I'd seen it, but I was feeling kind of tired, and I really wanted to like. I really wanted it to have my attention. So what I ended up doing was ended up watching Scream for Help instead, which is a very different movie, a completely different genre from The Jerk. I hadn't seen Scream for Help since I was in college. Uh, so yeah, I am. Do I fall asleep in watching films? Not normally. I got to be really tired. Uh, when I was working in St. John's, when I first moved out there, I worked at this call center, and I did like a lot of long hours, and it was like really kind of like I used to write up a lot of scripts and stuff. It was actually mentally taxing work, surprising, like that could surprise some people, but it actually really was. So when I got off work all the time, uh, a lot of times we'd turn on a movie, and at the time, this was before my better half told me that horror freaked her out. So we'd watch movies, and I think it was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, which is one I really like actually. And so we turned it on, and I was like 5 minutes in, and I was dead to the world because I was just exhausted. It had been a long week, and I did like some double shifts and stuff. So when I sat down, we cuddled up on the couch basically, and I just like passed out. Now there are times that I can actually uh, get like kind of in the mood to watch something. So the indicator box sets are like when I start going into those, I usually like go through, like like the William Castle ones were really fun. And what will get me on things sometimes is I'll watch like a documentary. Like there's a William Castle documentary on the first volume of the William Castle box set, and I don't care if you like kind of like some of the other ones in volume two, like Zots or Old Dark House or something like that. By the time you're finished that William Castle like documentary, you want them all. You do like this is a good documentary. You want them all. TV shows I binge. I usually do binge TV shows. Some I can't wait because I'm kind of want to watch them as they're going on. I am like a big fan of like some shows that people would call guilty pleasures, but I don't because I just like certain shows. I watch a lot of the CW shows. So I watch Riverdale, I watch Arrow and Flash and Dynasty. Yes, I watch Dynasty. Uh, oh God, I can't imagine ever falling asleep in the theater. When I went to see Avengers Endgame, I hadn't gotten much sleep the night before, and this is a 3 hour long movie. Now, I took a short nap before, and we were going to the theater. We had like a 20-minute drive to get to the theater from where we were, from the hotel that we're staying at. And I literally, like, I kept passing out on the way to the theater. I was like, this is horrible. I really want to see Endgame. I'm going to fall asleep. I got to the theater, got my popcorn, got my nachos, got my huge drink. And as soon as the movie came on, I was wide awake. Have I seen Wolf Creek? I've watched the first season of Wolf Creek Javid, but I have not seen season 2 yet. I haven't got around to that. I've seen season 1. I got to buy Wolf Creek, actually. I know Batwoman. I'm really excited about that. She showed up in the crossover this year for the big crossover that they do. Ruby Rose is playing Batwoman. I really like the character Batwoman. I guess she's kind of like the first. Is she the first? No, she's not the first LGBTQ character, because they got this character in Supergirl and they got the character in Arrow. But I guess leading a show, maybe she is. I had to laugh. Pretty equal, I'll be honest with you. It depends. I'll get in binges of watching things. There'll be times when I'll sit down, like when my better half goes away, for instance, on trips. Like what happens is I usually end up watching a lot of TV then. Titans is fantastic. I really like that. I won't spoil anything for you, John. It's a great ride. It's a great first season, and I cannot wait till the second season of Titans. They have casted Batman for the second season, so that's really good. I recently found that out. So me and my better half, we'll watch movies together. She doesn't watch like a lot of TV with me. She watches like some shows, but she watches a lot of YouTube. So she's seen a lot of you guys here that have channels. She's seen a lot of your guys' videos, because when we're together, she'll like watch a lot of like YouTube videos. Sometimes there's certain like channels of I love Gotham. Gotham is insane. What you've got to understand before you start watching Gotham is forget everything that you know about Batman or Commissioner Gordon or the Joker or any of that stuff, because you can like toss it out the window, because Gotham does the smart thing of playing by its own rules. It goes in completely different, unique directions for all these characters. It is not in any way trying to be Batman, the TV series. It is not in any way trying to adhere to the comic book mythos that's already there. It is its own thing, and it revels in being its own thing. Hey there, Ryan, how's it going? So yes, I would recommend the series Gotham. Just know it starts out a bit weak in the first season. But the second, by the time the second season of Gotham comes around, exactly, it gets really, really good. And there's a character that his name's Jerome, and he makes the show. He really does. I won't say anything else about his character aside from right from the very second this guy comes on the screen. I haven't watched much of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Culture Trini, and that's a shame, because I hear it got really good. Now, I saw a lot of the first season. I think I saw all the first season. And I'll be honest, the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it was up and down. It was really up and down. But apparently after that, they go into things like the Inhumans and Ghost Rider, which is getting its own series. Somebody mentioned Swamp Thing back there. I'm super excited about that. Like the previews for that look really good. I don't have. It's going to be a cop-out answer, but the truth of the matter is, I don't have a favorite. I do like both. If you're talking about like comics, I read them both. If you're talking about movies, I think Marvel movies nowadays, the Marvel like cinematic universe is one of the strongest like cinematic universes, going. DC could not beat that. no matter how hard they tried. Neither could Star Wars or anybody else. They did an amazing job. But DC, like, they started like the good, like cinematic films with Batman and Superman and stuff like that. Uh, do I go to movies to cheer myself up? Sometimes. Sometimes just the opposite. I'll go to movies if I really want to be like get down a bit. DC's animated films, like right there, are really strong. I think that DC has a much stronger TV, like TV lineup than Marvel does, and that includes the Netflix shows. I just really think that a lot of people like really underrate what they did with Gotham. That was a series on its own. I think people like strongly like there's good seasons and bad seasons of Arrow, but people like really underrate what the CW has done with Arrow and Flash. Uh, I think one of the most comical things that I ever heard was somebody complained because the Flash, because and get this now, the Flash has too many speedster villains, like villains with speed. They realize they're watching the Flash, right? Just wondering, just wondering. They realize they're watching the Flash, and just want to put that out there because it's the Flash, and he goes really fast, and people don't really get how significant of a power that is. He's not just running fast. The Flash is kind of. Did you really go to high school with Grant Gustin? For real? I'm a huge fan of Grant Gustin. He was on the series Glee before that, uh, and I'm a big fan of Glee as an ex drama student. Uh, I was a big fan of the series Glee as well. I'm not gonna lie, I got the complete series upstairs. Automan, Automan and Manimal. They came together. Thursday nights, guys. Thursday nights, Black Thursdays. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Grant Gustin. Great singer, great dancer, uh, fantastic in The Flash. And what I really like about the actor Grant Gustin, hey, happy Saturday, Blu-ray Lantern, is that he seems to be just a genuinely kind of a fun guy. You know, I see. I have Manimal in the next room there. It's such a fun show. It was I think Simon Corkin there, right? Street Hawk 2, yeah. The closest I ever got to being around somebody that's like a celebrity, I, I guess when I was growing up, like I went to school where you guys probably aren't going to know this actress, but Megan Follows, who was when I was in Ontario. She's like she was an actress that like Canadian actress. She did like Anne of Green Gables and like shows like that, like the movie series that came like mini series that came out back in the day. Yeah, you're probably not gonna know what that is. Like, there's a lot of good shows that really need to get released. Like I'm just glad that Manimal and Automan have been released now. I don't have Automan. I really got to pick that up actually. I used to watch that all the time. And they were such fun, cheesy shows. And see, I don't. People can say, like now we got like Game of Thrones and The Wire and Breaking Bad and all that. And these are fantastically great shows. Great, but I like the old shows. I really do. There's nothing like me sitting down and watching like stuff like The Fall Guy, or like sitting down and watching like, and I've done this, like watch a half a season of Miami Vice, almost a sitting, or even like you want to get a little bit newer, Veronica Mars, which was really good. Tales of the Golden Monkey was a really fun show. The Avengers, I really love the Avengers, like the TV series with John Steed and Emma Peel, or what's her name, or Gail. I think there's Gail, and then of course there's Linda Thorson. I'm a huge fan of those shows. The Dana Rigg. Dana Rigg's Emma Peel. She's the second one. Before that, there was Honor Blackman. Um, And I guess before that, there's Ian McHenry, but that's the first series of Avengers. So there's Honor Blackman, Dana Rigg. Uh, I'm not sure. Is Linda Thorson next? Linda Thorson's next, right? And then when they brought it back, they had Joanna Lumley. And of course, they added Garth Hunt. I think it's Garth Hunt to the show, kind of like as a second male lead because Patrick McNee had gotten older. I guy from Nescafe, it's right on. But yeah, I think sometimes people, Gareth, thank you, are actually surprised that I watch all this different stuff. Oh, excellent. See, another Glee fan. You don't get many of those out there, especially with all the tragedy that's happened behind the scenes with that show. The lead actor, like, passing away from, like, a drug overdose and have, like serious problems. Another one committing suicide. Man, there was some dark stuff behind the scenes there. Fallon was abducted on the Colbys, the last episode of season 2 of the Colbys. I remember this. By aliens, and it was kind of mentioned in passing when she went back on to the series Dynasty, but nobody kind of believed her, and they kind of just dropped it really quickly. It was fantastic. It was the way that it was done. Now, because Dynasty had gone on for like about 6 seasons, like 5 or 6 seasons, when the Colbys was kind of like launched, and of course, they really had John Forsythe with Dynasty, and they had like Charlton Heston with the Colbys, and they had Joan Collins on Dynasty. They had Stephanie Beacham on the Colbys. So you had these like powerhouse actors. But one of the odd things is when they took Pamela Sue Martin, who had been playing Fallon, kind of an all-American girl that was really did good with the bitchy character, and she left anyway. So she, just as the show was becoming really popular, really popular, she left. So they wanted to have her character on the show The Colbys. And what happened is they brought on Emma Samms, who was previously on a show called General Hospital. The difference, the problem is, well, Emma Samms looks nothing like Pamela Sue Martin, and she's got I think she's British, so very different, very different. She was, but so was Pamela Sue Martin. Just look at Lady in Red, which is a movie that she's in. You get to see much more of Pamela Sue Martin in that film. Okay, so yeah, I have an eclectic taste when it comes to stuff. I cannot lie. Some people find it weird that, like, you get people that are either they're diehard horror fans and they're diehard film noir, they're diehard slashers. Oh, I would love to see the new Avengers get a release. There's only like 26 episodes in that one, I think, though. Indie fam, it's been great seeing you again. Enjoy your night there. And I'm probably gonna be shutting this one down actually fairly soon because I am tired tonight, and I've been like have run a bit of a headache. But what I'm gonna do for the next few videos, by the way, so for anybody that's here, and you can let people know. If you know people that normally watch this that aren't here tonight, is I will be continuing this movie library tour. This is going to take a few different videos to do. That's true, Brian. That is true. So I'm going to be like going through this like doing tours, like in portions. That season of Dallas is so freaking underrated. I love the Dream season of Dallas. That was fantastic. I did think Diana Reed did a good job as Miss Ellie, and they had Steve Forrest. They had this kind of like Wes Parmalee storyline where is he jock or is he not jock going on, And honestly, that was a really good storyline during the Dream year. But in the other year, I'll talk to you later, Sasha. Uh, in the year before that, in the year after that, they really screwed that up. That's the best season finale for you. I think for me, yeah, well, for every man, much like Doctor Who after the Sixth Doctor, in between the Sixth Doctor's run, Dallas. Many different things went to make that like an extremely popular uh, cliffhanger. One, Jr. The show blew up. The character of J.R. Ewing became super popular. He was the bad guy. Have a great evening, Sasha. And then all of a sudden, just as they're trying to bring him back, Larry Hagman gets in negotiations with, says, I kind of want more money, I want more power beyond the show. And there was drama going on. Then a writer's strike happened. So what should have been about like maybe 5 to 6 months, in between the season, and their season opener, ended up going 18 months. So you're waiting over a year to find out who shot JR. It built. There was even a book, so people had betted on it. It was an awesome thing. Yeah, we did lose Ken Kirchhoff recently, and of course we lost Larry Hagman a while back. There's not a lot of the original cast of Dallas left. Dallas and Dynasty both had some of the most beautiful women you can imagine coming on your screen. It is the first time you see Pam on screen, and she's such a gorgeous woman, and she's so curvy. There's a reason a lot of people love Pam, but as mentioned here earlier, Mandy Winger, the character of Mandy Winger on Dallas, was one of my favorites. If you've ever seen Deborah Shelton, she was in the movie Body Double. You see a bit more of her in the movie Body Double. She is gorgeous. She's got this like long, flowing dark hair and these eyes that are so blue, these seem unreal. They're not contacts. Those are her eyes. You really know your Dallas, yeah, but you really do know your Dallas. But I actually got the complete series of Dallas there, in the along with the films as well. The TV movies that they made. I remember back in the day when they put out Dallas the early years, which actually was really cool. And I was watching, I think it was Code of Silence, that had like the girl from Dallas, Molly Hagan, who played Miss Ellie in Dallas' early years. I can't believe I remember that. Oh my God. Yes, I did. I watched, I think you're talking about Knots Landing. It's a good show. It didn't start out the greatest. It started out very kind of like nun like nighttime soap opera. It was very much like kind of episodes that, much like the first season of Dallas, were kind of one-offs with a bit of like a bit of stuff put in there, and then it went like full soap opera afterwards. We did a couple of crossovers. Now, the neat little thing is that there's the dream season in Dallas, right? So Bobby dies, but it's a dream season. He comes back. Oh, I used to watch the OC. Then in Knots Landing, however, you're thinking of Donna Mills, I think, or maybe Nicolette Sheridan too. She was on as well. And Knots Landing, Bobby dies. Now they can't say that whole season of Knots Landing is a dream as well. They got their own storylines going on. So at that point, they diverge. So now Knots Landing and Dallas are in two completely different alternate universes, because in the Dallas universe, Bobby's alive. It's only a dream. in the Knots Landing universe, Bobby stays dead. So it's neat when you really think about it like that. Like, what would they ever do if they brought it back, type of thing. Kasdan, did Kasdan do Body Heat? Body Heat. Falcon Crest with Lorenzo Lamas, Alicia. What's her name? I loved Body Heat. I think wasn't that? Oh, I thought it was the Coens. Let me see. Maybe it is Kasdan. You're right. It is Lawrence Kasdan. I totally forgot. Kathleen Turner was amazing in that. I watched all of them, like Falcon Crest. Hey, happy 64th birthday? Well, happy 64th birthday. I watched Falcon Crest. I watched God, what else was there? Yellow Rose of Texas. Only lasted 2 seasons, but I remember that one. Starred Sybil Shepherd. Not Sybil Shepherd. Morgan, my wife, Morgan Fairchild. Flamingo. Yeah, I watched Flamingo Road. One of those. Yellow Rose of Texas. Maybe that one is Sybil. One of them had Morgan Fairchild in. I can't remember which one. You're really? What soaps are you named after? I almost named my kids after a soap star. Sons and Daughters. I don't remember that actually. I remember seeing some of Brothers, which had like I'm a Doctor Who fan, and Brothers had Colin Baker in it. And I watched a lot of the nighttime shows over the years, like Paper Dolls. The only like Australian soap opera I can kind of really remember is one called Headlands. I didn't. I wanted to name my kids after some kind of like I love Vegas. I got some canon. I don't have any Vegas seasons, I don't think. I really love that show because it's got Robert Urich. He's passed on now. He's really great. He was the perfect choice for Spencer and Spencer for Hire. With the bonus content, I'm not quite sure. If there's anybody here from Australia, I know sometimes the Australian editions will have like more stuff on it. I watched some Sullivans, a bit of Young Doctors. I watched the complete series of Headlands that lasted 2 series. That was a good one. That had Yvonne Strav, the girl from Chuck, in it. But I was going to say something there. I totally forgot what it was. Yeah. So normally when I talk about a British show, I'll say series, and when I talk about like a North American show, I'll say season. So I'll never say like season 5 of Doctor Who. I'll like say series 5. But it annoys some of my friends over here actually, but it just seems right. It makes sense. But yeah, so the next video that I make here, by the way, we are going to be touring more of the movie library. So make sure you are here for that, because there's a lot more of the movie library to show, and I'm going to be doing throughout the next few videos. What I will be doing is I'll be touring the entire movie library. And eventually I will be doing the entire TV room as well. The first season, oh no, I really want that first season of Tom Baker. I want those Blu-ray sets. They look so good. I had one in my hand actually the other day when I was at Sunrise Records, but I ended up not getting it because I wanted to get it was about $80 there, and I wanted to grab some Shout Selects and stuff like that to kind of beef up my collection there, and I really wanted to watch a few of those films. I think tonight, if I'm not too tired, I'm probably going to go sit down and watch either The Jerk or Dragnet. I kind of feel like in a comedy mood tonight. they're takes away from my hardcore. Oh, they're not. That's the thing, Warlock. They're not cheap. Now, anybody that came in late, please make sure that you check out. Oh, I love the Company Network. They put out a lot of really good stuff. I think they put out the edition of the Avengers that I got, and I think they put out my Saint too. Saint, the monochrome years, and Saint the color years. Psycho 2 and 4. I'd say, so like, if you can get a good price on Scream Factory, like, you know, those are the best editions of it. Oh yeah, Brian, I've watched a few of the Criterion ones. I've watched like a few of the Colombo Noirs. What's up? My Name is Julia Ross. Really good one. I strongly recommend that one. It was remade years later, as and I think I got it over there actually. Maybe under with Ryder McDowell. And I for the life of me can't remember. You'll probably remember it, Brian. And Mary Steenburgen. You're Batman. And your birthday, dude. So happy birthday, Batman. But yeah. So I've been really enjoying it. I watched White Heat the other day while I was on, basically in the car. Different. I mean, like, I really love My Name is Julia Ross. I don't think I'd seen it before. Now, Big Heat I've seen many times. Big Clock, by the way, that from Arrow, that's a really good film. If you don't have it, and you're like a film noir fan, you like that type of stuff, I strongly recommend The Big Clock. I would strongly recommend if you're in North America and you don't have the Criterion Channel yet, I recommend it. I'm a 110% physical media guy, and I will tell you right now, Criterion Channel will make you go out and look for more movies. You'll watch those Columbia Film Noirs, and you'll want to have more. And a part 3 too. He directed part 3. Remember that one? Part 3 gets a little bit sleazier, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Anyway, ooh, my thing almost froze up there for a second. I think that's the sign that I should go before this thing freezes up. So thank you guys for watching tonight. Have a great birthday there. I am Aaron. I'm back here in the movie library. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Next video we will do more of the tour, so you're going to get to see more of the tour. And make sure to come back for that. Bring your friends. Like, share, subscribe. Tweet out this video if you can. Much appreciated. I will see you guys later. I am Aaron. You guys are the Movie Club. And as always, you guys rock. Night. Oh yeah, he directed it.